Not the specifics, but yeah, I can imagine that.
Wow, I could hardly feel bad about having such fervent people still kind of hanging out and loving Jeff's music, but it does get a little scary sometimes.
There are 12 people so far. That's fewer than half, but they're gonna come in.
Yeah, we'll make up for it in quality. Nobody expects anything to get on time. And besides, how many can load on at a time without crashing? He's making them all co-hosts. Instead of panelists.
Yep, everybody should now be able to turn on their microphones and their video if you'd like to say hello. And if you'd like to see everybody, you can switch to gallery view.
All right, so now you have to explain it to me because I think my microphone is already on.
Yep, your microphone is on. You're all set, Mary. So all of our attendees who've now been promoted.
So if I click the little gallery button with all of the squares, I can see everybody?
Yep, you should be able to see everybody's faces.
Wooly wooly.
Hi, everyone.
This is great. Wow, this is beautiful.
Hi, everyone from England.
Oh.
Hi.
Cheers.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
I haven't filled it up a drink yet, but I'll be right there soon.
You go.
It's late here, remember?
Yeah, that's
right.
Oh, it's true. Late in some places, early in others.
Well, I'm in California and it's past noon, so you can have wine at any time after that.
Exactly, Mary, exactly. Nice to meet you, by the way.
Great to meet you, Jack. I can see everybody smiling. This is such a cool way. Wait, first of all, can we get this out there? COVID sucks big green weenies.
Totally sucks. Yeah. Totally sucks.
But this part of the transformation of our ability to communicate, or our willingness, first of all, our openness to communicating on a worldwide basis from everybody. Nobody has to leave their home. Nobody has to get on a plane, but you can meet all at once and discover new artists that you had perhaps no other way of knowing before. So, I knew that when this started and we all had to shut down back in April or February for me, that if you cupped your hand to your ear, you would hear this sound, this kind of rushing in the background. That would be the sound of musicians trying to figure out how to get their music out there. And the other half of that noise would be music lovers going, where the fuck is my music? How am I going to get my music? So, yeah, but we had to overcome this. We had to. And we're going to overcome the COVID too. Wear your fucking mask.
Exactly. Not
the mask.
Not hard. Think of men, the Trumpers in this country, I keep saying, think of it as a very large penis, okay? And everybody can see what a very large penis you have, okay? Oh my God, leave the truck at home and wear a fucking mask. Have we started yet? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Gia. You go.
Sure. So I would say roughly half of the people are here now. So welcome everybody to the VIP room. I'm just going to give the quickest of breakdowns before we all get started, right? So what's going to happen is Mary's going to give some more opening statements when more of us are here, and you'll all be muted, and then she'll proceed through the questions. Some of you have pre-submitted questions, so she'll go through that, and that'll be about 35 minutes, and then after that there will be about a 10-minute Q&A. It's not too long, but you'll use the raise hand function down in the bottom bar. There's a way to do it. So if you have a question that you want to ask, then the Zoom coordinator will unmute you so that you can ask the question. And then after that, there's a live drawing for the vinyl lottery, and then we'll say our goodbyes and get warmed up for the show. And we'll have about half an hour before the concert begins. So thank you so much for your support, and it's really cool to see you here from all over the world.
Terrific. Thank you, Gia. We have to give her a hand for putting this together.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Yay. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle. Now, because I have what I like to refer to as functional OCD, I have organized the questions that were given me and interspersed them with the prize giving. So with your permission, we can go through that. I did start to speak in the beginning with the few that came in, just about encouraging all of you music lovers to continue to try and find ways to support your local kid with a guitar, and for musicians not to give up, not to stop making that music, not to stop putting it on the air, Zoom it, stand on the street corner, find wear a mask and play someplace where you're allowed to play outdoors, or put it out on the internet. We have this amazing platform, and more people are finding ways to do this so that we can even have concerts again, but even more people can do it and even more people can afford it. I mean, to see a Jeff Buckley concert once, you'd have to fly to a major city, stay at a hotel, pay for the whatever they were gouging you at the Ticketmaster for a ticket, and not everybody can afford to do that. And this way, now that we're finding these pathways to each other right through through the magic of the internet, I really feel like we can sort of make lemonade out of all of this. And the fact that Gia could do this, 60 musicians performing from 10 different countries, is a massive accomplishment. And it's really the seed of what I see as the future of musicians getting their music out and enjoying the music. And as far as you all being Jeff Buckley music lovers, I mean, that makes you a special breed of animal in the first place. So, because he's, I know he's not on the front of everybody's shelf, and he's not in the top 40, and he never was, and he never intended to be, actually. But the fact that you remember him and you play his music and you share his music and he keeps being discovered is kind of what keeps me doing what I do, which is everything I love to do in life. So I'm going to start with some of the questions. Now, is Bella in the room? Is Bella here? I might skip to another question.
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Hi.
So, yay. So as a younger listener to Jeff's music, do you feel Jeff's message to the audience transcends generations? Okay, first of all, I have a question for you. Are you a musician?
I am a musician, yes.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to speak to you from that aspect.
Of course.
When people ask what it is that keeps Jeff's music alive, there's an essential thing in all the music that we remember to sing, all the songs that we carry down through the ages that are rediscovered, maybe several generations later, are because the person is speaking their truth. And that truth resonates with others. Okay.
Wow.
You can sing about the birds and the bees and the trees and the love and the this and all that other stuff that's going on in life. Or you can sing and write about what's really truly happening to you and how you feel about what's happening in the world. And when that resonates with people, it takes on a life of its own. And then other artists can sing it and bring their own heart and their own truth to it. That's what makes a song and a work transcend time and generations. I believe. That's my opinion. Great
Wow.
question.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Great question. Okay, I'm about to give away live at KCRW. Morning Becomes Eclectic. It's a radio show that was here in Los Angeles with a really cool DJ. I'm going to remember his name, but I'm going to have to read it. Chris Doritas. I remember him now. Really great DJ. Wonderful show on vinyl. And I've put all of your names inside my fancy hat. Uh-oh, falling records. Okay. John Tracy, Tracy, Treacy. Is he in a room?
It's all good. We've recorded his name.
Beautiful. Okay. And the next item is a vinyl of Jeff Buckley, In Transition. I love this cover so much. I can't stand it. I have to kiss it. It's a good thing it has the plastic on it because it's been kissed. And that is going to go to, I've already taped John's name on the other one. Here, Scotch tape, so I don't forget. Okay. That's two. Rosa Van Ederen. Is Rosa in the room?
I don't think she's here yet, but we got her name down too.
Okay, I'll reread the names later on. Or Allie, are you taking them down?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay. Okay. Next question is from Anita. Is Anita in the room?
Hi. Yes, I'm here.
Yay. Okay.
Hi.
I love this question.
Oh, thank you.
Did Jeff ever write any fiction, novel, or story? Jeff wanted to be a cartoonist, first of all. And he always had little stories in his head his whole life. One of the things he wrote was a radio show, and he would perform it on his outgoing message of his voicemail. In those days, you know, you had a reel-to-reel.
Yeah.
Anyway, big old honking things. So the main characters were, sometimes it was Spinach the cat, his girlfriend's cat. Another character was Scratchy Fish and Butterfly, which was a love story between two people who lived in different worlds. And Scratchy Fish and Butterfly could only kiss when they touched the surface of the water together. So they had a love affair, right? So Scratchy Fish was a fish and Butterfly was a butterfly. And how could the two of them be lovers? But they were. Okay, so you tuned in every few days for the new episodes of Scratchy Fish and Butterfly. Or he might answer as Howlin' Wolf or whatever. He also, one Christmas, because he was so poor, he couldn't even spit, he wrote a beautiful poem called Mama Dogga, dedicated to all the dogs we ever had when they were kids. And it's I hope to one day turn it into a children's book because it's just so lyrical and beautiful. But it's all about how Mama Dogga really takes care of you, and even though she leaves some hair on your dad's chair, and he doesn't like that, Mama Dog of Love forever. And yeah, so he did do that. Nothing ever published, but he did kind of scratch down ideas for screenplays and video, really interesting video ideas for music videos, but nothing he ever published. He did.
Thank you very much.
He did take a poetry class at NYU and did some poetry there, but that's as close as he got to prose.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that.
You're welcome. Okay, now I'm going to give away a t-shirt. These are the original design. They're the few we have left. Jeff designed it. It's a size large, which ladies, you can trim it in or cut it down or just wear it to bed. So I'm going to pull the name out of the hat for that one. Olivia Ferrer. Olivia, where are you, my darling?
Hello?
Are you there?
I just screamed so loud after I just won that. I've been looking for that shirt all over the internet, dude. I can't find it anywhere.
I'm the only one, lady. They're in my barn. That's the last of them.
I really appreciate you giving up something that, special to you.
Well, that's the only reason why I'm saving them, babe, is to give them away as for things like this, to promote these kinds of events.
Makes me so happy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm going to take this to this shirt and draw my next prize. Oh, thank you, Olivia. You guys are so cool for participating in this. It gives me so much joy. Okay, the next one is, another copy. I had 3 copies of In Transition, so we have another one for you. See this one? Larissa Bergman. What a great name. Larissa, we miss ya. Wish you were here. All right, Miss Larissa, I'm taping your name to that. Let's see, what's the next question? It's from Olivia. When composing Jeff's book in his own voice, were you scared of what you were going to find? That's such a cute question. Well, first of all, I was not your average mom, and my relationship with Jeff was not what most people think of as typical relationships. So there were really no secrets. But you know how when you live with someone, even when you're, roommates or whatever, not partners, and you're going to go in the room and you knock and you say, "Are you decent?" And they might be in their underwear and you've seen them that way and it's okay. But if they're not that decent, you wouldn't want to look. You would just avert your eyes and say, "Oh, I'm sorry," and walk away. You know them, you love them, you're not afraid of nakedness. It's just like out of decency. There are certain things you just don't have to look at. And so I've known for, since his journals and his things came into my possession, what was in there. It took a long time for me to read some pages because there were times when he was really depressed and really lost. Isn't that when you sit down and write in your diary? And then there are times when he was elated and happy or, really contemplating serious shit. and those were interesting, but if there was a page that was too personal, I just have a practice of just turning the page and going on. And of course, none of those pages would ever be published. I mean, no, they would never be published. If that ever happened, you'd have to send flowers to my family because I'd be dead. Okay. How does that answer, Olivia?
Hey, it was really cool. Thank you. I appreciate you answering that. I was just curious because I know that like the relationship between like a son and a mother, and like obviously me being a daughter, there are things, even though I love my mom so much, I'm just like, I'd rather not share that with you. You know, you never.
All right, sweetie, but here's my advice. Then don't die before she does.
Noted.
Okay, because everything goes to her. And if and you know, but you have to write those things. I'm telling you, some of those things, when I went searching for answers, not the things that I chose not to read.
Yeah.
But there were times when I would be agonized about making certain choices about his work.
Mm-hmm.
And finding answers in his journals was very, very helpful, just to know what state of mind he was in, and what his dreams and his aspirations were, what he thought his future should be.
Yeah, totally.
Has helped me. So to that extent, and then honey, your mommy's seen all of your parts. So if you were to die before your mom did, you know, hey, what's to hide now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks for the question.
Of course.
Oh, now I get to give away some stuff. I have a total of 3 t-shirts I want you to know. So here comes another t-shirt. To Kellyn Zavala. Kellyn Zavala.
Hello.
Kelly!
Oh my God.
Did you pronounce that Kellyn?
Yes, Kellen.
Kellyn, I like that. Okay. All right, girl, you got yourself a size large mystery white boy t-shirt coming to you.
Thank you so much. This just made my whole year.
Now, wash it carefully, because when this design is gone, there ain't no more.
All right.
I love it.
So nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you too, honey. Thank you for participating. You guys rock. Okay, and I have another In Transition album. And that is gonna go to, how am I doing time-wise so far, guys?
Good.
Okay. Marino Giacelli. Because that's what this is. Oh, is that backwards now? You guys can read it. Marino Giacelli. Is Marino here?
He may not be. He's actually seems like a relative of one of the performers.
Oh. Well, won't he be gassed when he finds out? Okay. Next question. Did Jeff ever tell you which gig, concert, or venue was his favorite? And for you, what was your favorite and why? Well, that's easy because it's the same one. Sinead. It always will be. It's where I saw him the most often. It's where he felt the most comfortable. It's where he was able to do what he really loved to do, which was sing from 8 or 9 in the evening until 2 in the morning. Sinead, always. There were lots of great moments. I mean, there are so many stories about the concerts and, doing Glastonbury and some really amazing experiences when he went abroad. But Sinead was home. That's it. That's the tweet. Okay. So this time I have only one giveaway, which is another t-shirt. And this one is going to Emo Johnson. Emo? Emily!
Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. I'm so thrilled. I was like breathless in anticipation. I haven't won anything for years. Oh, this is
Here
so
you go,
great. Thank
baby.
you.
You know,
Thank you.
2020 ain't so bad after all.
Oh, it is looking up all the time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetie. That's beautiful. Okay, time for another question. Oh, I love answering this one. How do you imagine Jeff's music would have unfolded after Sketches for My Sweetheart the Drunk? Well, it's pretty vivid, the painting or the sketches that he was drawing. He was definitely pulling away from wanting to, the record label wanted him to do more grace. And he was going, no, I've been there, done that. That was the first 12 years of my life, all in one album. It's very, typical of the first album of a really phenomenal artist, is that all those songs are all golden because they've been honed by everything they've learned so far, and they put it all on their first album. And then everybody goes, okay, more. And he goes, yeah, I think I'm going to go down this corridor. And they go, no, don't do that. You only got to 64 on the charts. You need to get bigger than that. Well, really? And how do you think I do that as an artist? Then they start telling you the things that you're recording are not really, keep working, kid. You're not ready. And the stuff that is making his head explode, and he's seeing colors and and writing like crazy, and his head's on fire, and all of that creative stuff gets poo-pooed by who? An A&R man? A guy who's never written a song in his fucking life? No names, of course. But when you sign up with one of the major record labels, that's kind of one of the downsides, is that they pretty much think they know how to run the world as far as the music world is concerned, and what's a hit and what's not. And of course, we've all heard stories about artists who really, really famous, popular artists who've said, oh yeah, I played them my album and they said it was shit. And I went out and, talk about Beyonce. They told Beyonce her album was shit. She said, oh, really? So, there are choices you make as an artist. Jeff was ready to go down a dark corridor for himself. And that might have lost him some fans and made him some new ones. But one thing he was always going to do, and that was follow his own art and follow his own instincts and his own music. And, whether y'all liked it or not, probably wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference to him. But you do, and it's good, and it's worth listening to. So. Okay, let's give some shit away before I cry. Oh, yeah. So one of the projects from last year was a graphic novel that I had some really amazing help with. Tiffany DiBartolo wrote the text, and Pascal Dizin and Lisa Rice did the artwork on the inside. It's called Grace, based on the Jeff Buckley story. And I am really, really proud of it because it touches on some really sensitive moments and things that dispel some myths that are out there. And I'm really pleased with the outcome. So I'm going to sign a copy for the winner of this. And the winner is Diane Arisman, Arisman. Diane, are you there?
All these lucky people who are winning things and didn't even make it on. I'm a little baffled, but they're lucky.
Well, we didn't say you had to be present to win.
That's right. The fine print.
Drawing name. Oh, so I will stick that in there. And the next contestant is for the lady. How did Jeff's voice end up sounding like it did?
That's from Gonzalo.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. We need to say, huh? It is. Is Gonzalo in the room? All right. Wooly Wooly.
Hello. Hi.
Hi. Are you a singer?
No, I'm a musician and general of instruments. I've always been an instrumentalist, but I never was interested in like singing for a long time till I heard Jeff singing. A friend showed it to me. It was like just so beautiful and so amazing. Like it was like I don't know, a cathartic moment. And then I have never practiced singing. I personally don't like my voice that much. And so I've always asked, did Jeff ever felt that way? How was he like in his early years? How did his voice evolve to reach the point where he did like such an amazing thing?
Well, I'm going to try and make this a short story because it would be a whole book. We used to leave the radio on when Jeff was an infant so that the noise, because I moved in with my parents and my brother and my sister. So I was back in my bedroom with my child and the noise of the house, my brother sang, we sang, everybody in the house would laugh and talk, teenagers, right? My brother and sister were teenagers. So we would turn the radio on in my bedroom when the baby was sleeping so that he would not be startled or wakened from his nap. Well, about the time he was 6 or 7 months old, when I would go in to check on him, he would be vocalizing to the radio, in tune to the whoever was singing. He would just be going, ah, ah, ah. And I'd drop my, drop to my knees and go, oh my God, this kid is singing. I hope it's just a hobby. And just as he grew older and he learned to talk, he would sing little nursery rhymes and follow the radio and sing after whatever popular music was on, and we would sing together. And the more he sang, the better he got. However, there is a story that I tell about his brother and me driving in the car, and he and I are singing, and he's probably like 10 or 11. And his little 5-year-old brother is trying to sing along too, but he doesn't sing as well as Scotty does. So when his little brother starts chiming in on the chorus, he turns to him and says, please, can't you just sing on tune? And I stopped the car and we pulled over to the side of the road and I said, listen, you're gifted, but everybody has a voice and everybody's voice is beautiful. Don't you ever tell anybody not to sing ever again in your life. That was the last time he ever did that. And I think that sort of embedded in his little brain that everybody's voice mattered. So not everyone whose voice we listen to and who touches our hearts has that amazing, vocal virtuosity that Jeff's did. But he was gifted. But that just stopped no one from singing. No one, especially not children. And so that's my little Sermon on the Mount.
Okay, thank you a lot for
You're welcome.
for that story. It was really helpful.
It develops, it grows. If you're interested, there are people out there who can help you how to place your voice so that you express it in the way you want to. Leonard Cohen, do I invoke Leonard Cohen?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly a voice, right? But
Yeah.
no other voice could do sing his songs the way he did.
Hmm.
So sing, Gonzalo, sing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, last question is from Jennifer.
Hi.
Hello.
I actually sent you two. I don't know. Hold on, sorry.
Oh, could you share something about Jeff and his
The
childhood?
childhood one,
Most
Mary.
of his fans don't know. Oh, you know what? I forgot to give something away. I think I did. Yes, I did. So I'll have two things to give away after I answer your question. So, but I did share something. You want to ask me another one? Like a couple things about his childhood that you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have something that you haven't shared already about his childhood, I'd love to hear it. Or the other question, I don't know if you answered it. I got on the call a little late. Was to I was curious what your favorite songs of Jeff's that you really like to listen to.
I get asked that question a lot. Usually when I'm working on an album, in which case my favorite one is whatever one I'm listening to. It's really hard. It changes from time to time, right? Lover You Should Have Come Over, I think, is one of the best songs ever written. And so as my favorite kind of switches off to something else, it always comes back to Lover. Yeah. And one of my favorite stories about Jeff is when he was a little boy, he was being bullied. There was a big, hefty kid who had a gang that was hazing him and taking his money away and taking his lunch away. And I didn't quite know. I headed out the door to go confront the parents, and he grabbed a hold of my arm and put skid marks in the dirt, making me stop because I was ready to go have some words with somebody's parents. And so we decided to kind of shelve the story until, the subject, until I could think of a better solution than beating somebody up. And we were in the grocery store. And unbeknownst to that boy and his father, we were kind of behind the produce. And the father was talking to the kid, and he was really rude. He was being really mean. And the kid reached up to touch an apple. And that father reached around and backhanded him so hard it threw the kid down on the ground. So I looked at Jeff, and he looked at me and he goes, "Wow." And I said, "Yeah." So this was on the weekend. So the next Monday when Jeff went to school, he's coming, he's entering the door. He says, "I did it, Mom, I did it." I said, "What? What'd you do?" And he goes, "He was waiting for me. He and his gang was waiting for me. And I stopped like 6 feet in front of him. And I said, 'You're not going to hurt me. You really don't want to hurt me.'" And the kid was a little stunned because he didn't expect that response. And Jeff looked at him and he said, "I saw your father hit you." And the bully started crying. And Jeff went over, put his arms around him and hugged him and said, "It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be mean. I'll be your friend." That's my story. And now I'm going to give away two more things, and we can move to the next phase of our little meeting here. So the next thing I'm going to give away is a boxed vinyl set of the Live at Chennai Extended Legacy Edition. It's 4 vinyls. And that is going to go to, I'm going to mix them up real, real good. Hope it's somebody in the room. Don't you want it to be somebody in the room? Stephanie Wilson. Stephanie, where are you, girl?
Bummer.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. The last thing is a copy of the book. And I'll sign that to the winner. I'm so proud of that. Allison, my partner in crime, my producer, helped put that book together. I couldn't have done what I couldn't. No. But it turned out beautiful. Okay. Jude Miserelli. Jude, are you with me, Jude? No? Well, they missed out, didn't they, guys? You got to have a nice little, right? That's okay. Man, it makes me want to dig out some more stuff. So can we open it up to everyone? How much time do we have left?
We're on perfect track. So we have about 10 minutes or even more than that to do some Q&A if you feel like it.
Happy to.
All right.
I am going to drink a little wine, though.
Thanks for
Take a
sharing those
breaky, a little
incredible
break.
stories. Yeah. So people, if you have a question, just raise your hand, use your button there, and then Noah will pop you in.
Hi, it's me again.
Hey.
I had a question about lyrics and how did like I know in the Jeff was a person really honest to himself, and he really delved very deep into his lyrics. But in regards to what he grew up with, what did he grow up reading, what did he grow up listening, what poets or writers inspired him to of certain stylistic, like of a certain writing style. I wanted to know.
Wow. Well, so I believe on our website we have a list of Jeff's library. So he read everything from Walden Pond to Bukowski, right? He was his appetites were huge. There's an English word, I don't know if you're familiar with it, Gonzalo. It's called an autodidact. That means someone who is so hungry for knowledge that they teach themselves, and then they explore and experiment and prove those theories and things that he learns to himself, and then sort of, goes on from there. It's constantly elevating and expanding his knowledge. So he would spend hours and hours at a bookstore called The Strand. It's a very famous used bookstore that had several stories and was, the sort of labyrinth pathways full of books. Just an and bought a lot of books, owned a lot of books, did not have a TV, did not own a television, but stacks and stacks of books, did not have furniture. Stacks of books, and his guitar and his collection of music.
Yeah, thank you. Really, not really a brief question. Have you ever thought about changing Cine into some sort of museum or something for?
Oh no, it's a bodega. It's no museums, no tombstones. Thank you. Thanks for your question, honey. Anita.
Hi, I have another question that I wanted to ask you. Did Jeff believe in life after death?
Well, that's kind of a complicated question. we both believe that life is eternal. In what form, we cannot say now. And that's kind of a religious choice that everybody takes. But he wouldn't have written the songs that he did write, like Eternal Life, if he didn't think that what we do here has some karmic consequence in where our spirit goes and how we live out the rest of eternity. And that's all I can say about it. That's kind of like where we're at with that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Jeffrey.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good, doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I just wanted to ask, do you think Jeff would prefer this sort of following that he has, where it's maybe not everybody loves him, but the people that do just think he's the best of the best? Do you think he would prefer it that way that it is?
Yes. As a matter of fact, we had there were conversations we were having at the, in the last month or so, where he was wanting to make a big change. He wanted to downsize his life and really get away from the big auditoriums and the big stadiums, and where, they wanted him to be the next Bruce Springsteen, which was fine for Bruce Springsteen, but it's not necessarily what Jeff wanted. So the fact he would have wanted to have been alive now and had this kind of following, so that he could just go anywhere with his guitar and he'd be able to make a living. But fame and, hanging out with Kanye was like not what he wanted to do.
No, especially since, I feel like he learned the rules so well, like all the theory, and that's how he knew how to break them in the best possible way.
Yeah. Oh no, he was a total student. One of the stories we have about the recording of the Grace album was that Maestro, I'm going to blank on his name right now for the moment. He had the string ensemble in the studio and had a very straightforward string line that he'd written. And Jeff was in the booth and he popped up and said, if you pardon my, my boldness, but can I suggest something? And he picked up a pencil and wrote another violin line and shocked everybody. Nobody knew that he actually could write music and literally knew how to read and write a conductor score. And he did. So he knew his harmony and theory. He had done all of his work by the time he was graduated from high school. So yeah, he worked hard. How are we doing on time, guys?
We're doing great. We have about 7 minutes to answer some other questions.
2 more questions. So we'll have Maria and one more.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hi, Maria.
So my question is, and you've kind of touched on it earlier when you mentioned the word autodidact, but my question was, what do you think added to Jeff's thirst for crazy, nomadic, fantastic experiences? What made him want to pursue this crazy, wild life that he did?
Well, I hate to take credit for anything that Jeff did because he was such an individual. Mostly what I did was just not interfere. He was that kind of kid. He was imaginative and funny and wise and a smart aleck, but truthful. And when your brilliant son cops you out on something, if you're really smart, you go, he's right. Okay, kid. All right. No. I used to come down and say, only public television. You can't, no, none of those cartoons, none of that bullshit. You're only going to watch public television. So the 7-year-old Jeff comes to me and says, Mom, you work all week, you take the weekends off, you don't have to do stuff that you usually do during the week. Could we possibly have a couple of hours of Speed Racer on Saturday, Felix the Cat, a little something, something. If we watch, Sesame Street and Zoom during the week. 7 years old. So I knew I had met my match. I had literally given birth to my own match in the world in terms of, intellect and staying caught up, right? He was pretty woke as a kid. So, yeah. Jack, he's back.
Hi, how are you?
Doing okay, honey. How's it over there across the pond?
Mary, it's brilliant. I have to say, honestly, this is one of the greatest hours I've ever spent with you. I have to say, yeah. I love the gold color of your top and how it kind of reflects off Jeff's Grace cover behind you. It's fantastic. Yeah. The question I have to you is, we hear about Jeff in Paris and Jeff in Australia all the time. But what about London and the UK? What did he think of London? Did you come to London with Jeff ever?
No. I listened to the Glastonbury concert on the radio live though.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, we had to set the clock for that one.
Right.
I didn't get to much travel when I would travel around the United States. I saw him at Howling Wolf, went to Canada, I any place I could easily fly, but pre-passport, as it were. I didn't really get my passport until after I had to start taking care of his business.
He loved London.
He loved the UK. Oh my God. The Irish call him their own. The Brits all know all the words to all their songs. I mean, Adele quotes him. The
whole of England loves Jeff Buckley.
Right. He went gold. Grace went gold the first month in England, in the UK.
We've always been ahead of the rest of the world.
Well, bless your hearts.
But thank you. Yeah, honestly, this hour has been astonishing. Thank you.
See, now we couldn't do this. We couldn't do this any other way. So, fuck COVID and thank you, COVID.
Exactly. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Mary.
You're welcome, darling. Thank you for participating. Every single one of you. I love you. Wish I could kiss and hug you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Now we get to go to the performances, yeah?
For the last few minutes, we can just pop everybody back on if you guys want to, just to sort of.
Can I go gallery and see everybody and wave?
Yes.
Cooly wooly.
Nose on it.
All right. I love this.
And no, you can unmute everybody because we'll just free for all for the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Would I help? Click.
It looks like that old commercial, and she told 2 friends, and she told 2 friends, and they told 2 friends. It's multiplying.
It's the Brady Bunch view.
Right? I'm looking down at all of you.
People can feel free to show themselves if you want.
I think the video is not.
Oh, really?
It was just an image.
Just your profile.
There you are.
There we go.
Hello.
Here we go.
I cannot do it.
So awesome.
There you go.
Yay.
This was fun, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to see us do this, again. Yay! Yay! All the way through.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Mary.
Thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks, dear.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to see if I can take for these things that we give away, take a little picture.
Oh, yeah.
Holding up the thing. So you can say, see, officially from Jeff's mom.
Yes.
And I enjoy and keep playing the music loud and you know, I love, you know, what makes me weep the most is to see how young you guys are. As, you know,
Yeah.
I always make the joke about
Obvious.
how, right? I make the joke about how the people who were, you know, discovered Jeff when they were, you know, 20, 30 years ago are such avid Jeff Buckley fans that their grandkids have to sneak past them, right? When they go to the house to say, oh, don't wake grandpa up. He'll start playing that Jeff Buckley music again.
Oh my gosh.
But that's not the case. You know, it's all you people of all ages. And so people are still discovering his music. And that, you know, that really, that's so gratifying to me. I just love it knowing that, you know, somewhere out there, you guys are playing his music and sharing it. And that's everything for me. Everything.
All the time.
So good to see you guys. Yeah, I'm going to raise a glass to y'all and grab my hanky because I'm about to start bawling.
If everyone wants to smile, I can take a
Mary, me
screenshot
too.
if you want.
Yes, let's take a picture.
Smile.
Lots of love.
And you guys enjoy the show. It starts in about a half an hour. It's amazing. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
So I'm going to go say hello to all the artists before the show starts. That's my next gig. But I love you all. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. Let's do this again.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Mary.
you. Bye.